The Midnight Dance by CartoonNerd12. Chapter 8. Pinkie bounced up and down the streets of Canterlot. Being happy, she remembered the previous night of dancing in the underground kingdom. She couldn't wait to see Cheese and tell him of how happy she was again, without revealing the secret castle. She wanted to tell him so badly, but she and her sisters made the pinky promise she had created in the first place not to say a word. After all, one couldn't break a pinky promise. In fact, it was their father who helped her create the pinky promise. He taught her that ponies should always be honor bound to keep their promises, no matter what. She remembered his hearty laugh, and in turn she laughed. Therefore the start of her wanting to spread joy, just as he did with his playful side. She hummed until she stopped to look at the shop before her. "That's strange," she pondered. "Cheese's joke shop should be right here." Above her was a new sign saying, "Bank Loans and Accounting." She pushed the door open to go in and saw empty boxes and shelves that once held pranks and fun games. Below them were boxes all taped shut. Then she got to the front counter and saw papers stacked up in a neat pile. By then, Cheese walked out from the back room, but there was something different about him. He was wearing glasses and a plain shirt with a red tie. He didn't see her until she said something to him. "Cheese? What's going on? Pinkie?" He moved his glasses and a small smile spread over his face, being happy to see her. I didn't think I would get to see you again. I thought you'd be so busy at the palace meeting suitors." "Well, Prince Blueblood did answer the call, but we got a plan to get rid of him and other suitors because we agreed to never get chosen as a bride." "Wow! Really?" "Uh-huh. I wanted to let you know so that I can tell you something." "What?" "But first, take off those silly glasses, and second, tell me what in the pink is going on in here. Why is the joke shop so grey and boring?" "Oh, Pinkie," he sighed and took off the glasses as she asked. "I figured with you having to get married, so I wouldn't have the heart to have fun anymore. So I thought it would be a good idea for me to move on to a new business to keep my mind off of you." "What?" Her hair deflated slightly. "But don't you like me anymore?" "Yes! No! Of course I like you. I just don't have any fun without you. You always brighten any pony's day. You always brighten my day. Knowing I was going to lose you, I didn't know what else to do." He stared at her with pleasing eyes. "Cheese." She had near tears of joy as she got closer to him and nuzzled his head, surprising him as she kissed his cheek. "You know what I feel about you?" "No. What do you feel about me?" he asked curiously. She gave him a 1-minute gesture and zipped out, only to bring back a pony named Octavia who had a cello. She whispered a request, and Octavia started playing, just as Pinkie started to singing. "Once alas met a lad, you're a gentle one," said she. "In my heart I'd be glad if you loved me for me. You say your love is true, and I hope that it will be." He gave a wide grin and took her by the hoof to join in the song. "I'd be sure if I knew that you loved me for me." They started going around Canterlot with her singing. "Could I be the one you're seeking? Will I be the one you choose? Can you tell my heart is speaking? My eyes will give you clues. What you see may be deceiving. Truth lies underneath the skin. Hope will blossom by believing the heart that lies within. I'll be yours together. We will always be as one. If you love me for me, who can say where we'll go is what will be. But I'll stay by your side if you love me for me. If you love me for me. They slowly kissed, and then had their noses keep touching while being hopelessly in love. Twilight was aimlessly looking for books, and out of frustration she grunted, "Oh, Spike! Of all the days had to leave me to go and help Applejack instead. I was hoping to find a way to prove to Mother that having an arranged marriage for us isn't a good idea." She set down another book that wasn't going to help her and decided to take a break. She set up a hoof out of the library, but soon bumped into some pony. But it wasn't just any pony. It was the pony she had been seeing every night before she went to bed, or in the case of last night, that she met up with him before going to the magical underground kingdom. "Flash!" she gasped.
"Twilight!" he beamed. "I didn't think I'd get to see you on this side of the castle."
"That's because She quickly thought of an excuse. "I'm with the princess."
"The youngest one? The one you're friends with?"
"That's right." She chuckled nervously while blushing.
"Wow! Think maybe I can see her?"
He leaned his head over her to look inside the library, seeing if the princess was there. She blocked his view. "Oh, no, you can't. She's much too busy, preparing to get married, you know."
"Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I feel so sorry for the princesses. To never have the chance to find a very special sun pony."
"Tell me about it," she mumbled.
"Well, at least you're lucky. Being the princess's lady's maid and all, such laws don't apply to you."
"Oh, right. Of course." She did a forced smile and thought to herself, "I wish that were true. If I was actually a lady's maid, I could be free to myself around you instead of always hiding the truth." She sighed loudly, and that got his attention.
"Is everything all right?"
he said with concern. She gave him a solemn face and finally blurted out, No, everything's not all right. In fact, everything's all wrong." She sniffled and started running away.
"What? Twilight!"
He called out to her, but she did not respond or come back. By early afternoon, Applejack cheered while finishing the clean sheets on her bed. "Yee-haw! That's the fastest I've ever got anything done." Spike took a hold of an empty basket and said, "I told you we'd make things easier if we worked together. Land sakes, I can't believe I didn't listen to you sooner. You're so good at finishing the job so quickly." She beamed at him, causing him to slightly blush. It's nothing. You did most of the heavy work anyway. Still, I never could get my cleaning done so early. Do you want to do something before preparing for dinner?" His face lit up and asked, "Sure. What do you want to do?" "Well, I'm not sure. Do you have any ideas?" He deeply thought, then got a glimpse of Applejack's cutie mark, and then it struck him. "I know!" "What?" "Just follow me." He waved his claw and went in front of her. She glanced in confusion, but followed him nevertheless. Pretty soon they went into a part of the castle gardens and saw the apple orchards. Memories instantly came to her as she remembered playing hide and seek here with her sisters when they were fillies, and their father, the king, playing with them. She tried her best to hide up a tree, but she fell out and her father caught her in his strong arms. He told her to be more careful and taught her how important it was to watch out for family. Sombra never did want to lose any of his girls or his wife. "You okay?" a voice next to her said, bringing her back to the present. "Sorry, I haven't been here in a long time. I've wanted to visit, but never had the chance to." "Thank you for bringing me here." She gave him a small smile. He returned it and replied, "You're welcome. Why don't we rest under one of the trees? We could use it after all the hard work we did today." "All right." He took to the nearest tree that had a lot of shade and started relaxing. She chuckled and joined by his side, crouching down to lay her head down. Once she had shut her eyes, Spike made sure she was fast asleep before moving over to her and set his head down on her side. He gave out a small sigh and slowly fell asleep. The derby was over with, and because of his newfound love with Rainbow Dash, Soren had won. But as happy as she was that her colt friend won, They couldn't quite celebrate his win until blue blood was out of her hair. So the plan was that Soren would follow them around with a single dark cloud he made until she would give him the signal to use it. They were going down the main street when Rainbow said loudly,
"Well, I sure had a good time." "You did?"
Blue blood was astonished to hear that, but quite pleased all the same.
"Must have been my charms. Wouldn't you agree?"
He smirked.
"Yeah, sure. Let's go with that."
She winked back to Soren and he took the hint to get ready.
"Yes, quite. I do have that effect on Miz. I was surprised that it was you I ended up with. I was sure I could have had Rarity. Actually, I was hoping for your sister Fluttershy." "Fluttershy?" she questioned, and then asked in a skeptical tone. "Why would you want Fluttershy?" "Well, rumour is that she is the most beautiful creature in all the land. And with me being the most handsome stallion that I am, we would have made a perfect pair. But of course, since you're so willing to be my wife, I'll take what I can get." He held her hoof.
"Yeah, right. Like that's ever going to happen," she thought with a grimace as he shut his eyes and started to lean in for a kiss. She frantically waved her hoof while thinking, "No, Soren, no!" In a split second, the lightning bolt came down and startled Blue Blood from behind, causing him to scream like a girl and run away, leaving a cloud of dust. The dark cloud came down with Soren as he said, "Whew! One more second and I would have just done it, since he was that close to kissing you." He frowned.
"Luckily I already had my first kiss with you." "That was your first? Whoa!"
"And what's wrong with that?" "Nothing. In fact, that was my first kiss too."
"No way! A good-looking wonderbolt like you has never been kissed before?"
"Well," he rubbed his neck, "I never found the right girl before to share it with."
"Same here."
She wrapped her hoof around him. "Say, we got some time before I have to head back to the castle for dinner. Wanna go hang out?"
"You bet!"
They took off to the sky, flying away.